Evan Engram had a really impressive day in the first open practice of Denver Broncos training camp, but he's still not a tight end. So I got my first opportunity to lay eyes on Evan Engram in person at training camp today, and I came away really impressed with what I saw. He has really good athleticism and burst off the line of scrimmage, and I was worried about that coming in because of his history with lower body injuries. Nope, he looked fantastic. He looked sharp, his routes were clean and crisp. The slant route is officially back here in the Mile High City. We have not seen enough slants over the first 2 years of the Sean Payton era, and that was one of his specialties down in New Orleans. Evan Engram looked really good running that particular route today, and I'm super excited to see what he's going to do on this offense. But, as I suspected coming into this, the one thing he's not really going to do is play inline wide tight end. Adam Troutman was the starting inline wide tight end today. Evan Engram, in almost all of his snaps, either lined up out wide or in the slot. He's a wide receiver. He's not a tight end. He even looks like a wide receiver. You see him standing next to the tight ends, and he looks like he's out of place. He's way shorter and way smaller than all of the tight ends. But he stands with the wide receivers, and he looks like he's one of the biggest players in that position group. And I believe the Denver Broncos will use that to their advantage. I was listening to Cecil Lammey and Josh Dover on the way home from training camp. Cecil, my guy, shout out to you. And they were talking about how Evan Engram, he's really more of a pass catcher. He's a weapon for this team. He's just not an inline tight end. You can't expect him to play there. He's not going to run block. He answered a really nice question today about run blocking. I thought that he was very professional in the way that he approached that answer, but the Denver Broncos are not going to put him in the position where he's going to play on the line where he will block. He's going to move all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if the Denver Broncos didn't have a couple of snaps for him at fullback up their sleeve. They didn't show their hand at that today, but Engram moved all over the place. I'm trying not to say too much just so I don't get in trouble, but he moved around. He was in motion during the snap. He's really going to take on that Joker role for the Denver Broncos, and he talked about in his post-practice presser, he's embracing that. The fans are calling him Joker as a nickname, and obviously we've already got one Joker here in Denver, but now we're hoping that we can have two that can really embrace the nickname. I'm really looking forward to Evan Engram. I know that I've kind of come across as a little bit of an Evan Engram basher, and I don't mean to be because I like him as a player. I do. I just had some concerns about the signing coming in because of previous injuries, because of his overall dip in production last year, and I was concerned about fans having unrealistic expectations for what role he was going to fill. Now, after being at training camp and seeing it with my own eyes, my suspicions were correct in terms of the role that he's going to fill, and I think he's going to fill that role well. In fact, I believe that Evan Engram is going to be second on the team in receiving yards this year. That's how much of an impact I think he's going to have on this offense if he can stay healthy. But it's just the first day of training camp. Just like with Troy Franklin, who had a really good day today as well, we can't crown him as the next big thing here in Denver. We've got to see sustained production over the course of camp and the preseason, and most importantly, when the pads come on. Because today they were just out there in their jerseys and shorts. You couldn't really hit anybody. We're going to see who really steps up on Monday when the pads come on. I'm hoping that Evan Engram and some of the other guys as well that we talked about today, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, I'm hoping all of those guys can continue their climb up the mountain. Alright guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well, subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed, and if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. If you guys want to help improve the production quality of these videos, I would really appreciate it, and if you join the Hall of Fame tier, you will get your name shouted out in each of these videos. Let's go ahead and shout out our current Hall of Fame members. Thank you so much to Safe Shield and John, and until next time, Broncos country, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.